Hey everyone, welcome back to jumping out the window of the game. Except not really, we're kind of just nudging ourselves out the window.
Ah!
Fuck. Hope no one has a fear of heights.
Fuck yes.
Like me. I have a fear of heights. I think a lot of people have a fear of heights though.
Oh yeah. Heights are scary.
But it depends. Like, I know I have a fear of heights, but I'm perfectly fine on airplanes, and like, whereas you wouldn't be,
No,
you know?
I would know you're up high.
And I'm okay with roller coasters. I know you're not.
No.
You know. But I'm terrified of ladders. I hate going up on a ladder or even a step stool. You know what I mean? Because of the chance of falling. You know.
You feel safe on a plane and a roller coaster, even though things happen sometimes.
Yeah, things do happen. I just read in the news here how some sort of amusement park attraction went horribly wrong. No one died, but there were a whole bunch of people injured.
What happened?
I don't know, something like one of the things got loose, and then it was one of those spinny things up in the air that spins you around like I want to call it like a salt and pepper shaker, but it wasn't exactly that, you know? One of those things that swirl you around upside down, up, and I guess one of the containers, one of the bolts got loose, and then it crashed, and some people got really, really injured.
Really?
Yeah. I hate those motherfuckers though anyway. Those ones that spin you up and down, or the ones that really send you really high up, and then like free fall you down, and then jerk you back up, like ridiculous, stupid fucking free fall bullshit.
Fuck that.
You want to go do that? Do a goddamn bungee jump, and even then, like I hate to do that because I'll tell you what, that's gotta hurt when they finally like the rope snap, like obviously doesn't snap and you go splat, but I mean like it rips you back. You know what I mean? Like it's gotta, once there's no more rope to go and you're falling, that snap back of it snap. I guess you're in a harness, but it's still gotta be like, holy shit! It's gotta knock the wind out of you. I guess that's part of the adrenaline jump or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
People were talking about jumping out of airplanes all the time. Let's go skydiving. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, and get this silverware back on the stairs. Huh?
Like a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon, yeah.
That's just not an idea of a good time. Live my life for thrills. I don't think so. What would happen? You'd be like, wow, this is the end of my stupid life. You know what I mean? You're like, wow, this all came down to this.
Yeah.
Like, this is where my life led me to.
Well, that's what I always say about, because people think there's a general rush for the running of the bulls, which I think is dumb as fuck.
I'd rather do that than skydive.
You'd rather get gored by a bull than fucking skydive?
I'd rather run from bulls and fight them.
Fight them!
Bullfighters do it all the time.
Yeah.
Huh? Such a barbaric sport.
Yeah, it really, and it's still going on to this day. Not in our country. Wow, I don't really know.
No, it's just mainly in Spain.
Right, Spain, yeah.
Fuck, we could never do that here. You know what I mean? Animal rights activists and stuff,
yeah.
they would never let that happen.
I'm sure Spain has animal rights.
No,
activists.
Spain doesn't give a fuck. They've been doing it since the dawn of time. It's their tradition.
Rome stopped doing the whole Colosseum thing, the lions and the fucking...
That's because civilization changed.
Well, it hasn't for Spain, apparently.
No, it's not. Just check the stairs. I don't think that you guys should.
That guy's my favorite. The one that's falling down the stairs backwards on his back, and he's shooting up multiple times into the ceiling going, "Ah!"
It was the last ditch effort.
It's even better in slow motion. I just wish you wouldn't have to use a flashlight everywhere you go. Why not just make a brightly lit room
That's too.
and not use a flashlight? I mean, it can still be creepy. You go into a room where it's almost pitch black and you're like, oh shit, something's about to go down, and the lights flicker on and off. I mean, that creates a scary atmosphere. It doesn't have to, you're inside a building. It doesn't have to be light off all the time. My wife and I were just complaining about something in a video game where a whole bunch of people are trapped inside like a cabin, kind of similar to like a cabin in the woods type scenario, and no one thinks to turn on the lights. Like the entire time, they're just in the dark, inside a building, and they don't turn on the lights. Like right in here. Can we not flip on a light switch and just turn on some lights? It would help. Make it easier on everybody. I mean, they build this place with fucking revolving doors that still work. Obviously there's electricity. You can't turn on some lights?
Nope. It's too easy. rather turn on my little flashlight.
That has to keep recharging. You gotta sit there. I have to imagine, too, if it doesn't run on batteries, it's gotta run on something. So I'm thinking to myself, it's one of those wind-up ones where literally, like, you're hiding behind a wall, just sitting there going, like, you're turning that lever and you're just going,
yeah,
okay.
It doesn't make sense. It's not very logical.
No. And I think a special operative, like, guy whose reflexes are amazing would, you know, have a flashlight that, I don't know, doesn't do that. Actually
has a real big boy flashlight.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly right. Like,
whatever. The fuck do I know?
I mean, my guess is they probably did it for like the horror suspense thing. Like, oh my god, I can't see, I have to wait. But then you can just wait. You can just wait and then you get to see. Like, it's not even like a thing of, oh, I don't have a flashlight until I find some more batteries. Like, it's literally just like, oh, I just have to wait. I just have to not move and my flashlight will come back. I think it would have been cool if they would have added, I don't know, some different enemy designs too, instead of just fighting people, like just, I don't know, some creepy fucking demons or like
big tank thing. You got
these guys.
Invisible guys sneak up on you. And we had them droney things.
Mm-hmm. The droney things are at least somewhat interesting, but they definitely tried to make it more like war-oriented.
People got fucking laser weapons and stuff. Like, what fucking year is this? Like, I don't know when this takes place.
Yeah.
Fuck you, motherfuckers. Bitch. Damn it.
And there goes your sludge energy. Yeah, I can't stop yawning. Jesus Christ. I went to bed last night watching Rocko's Modern Life.
Rocko's Modern Life.
Because ever since they showed that depressing trailer for that Rocko movie or whatever, reboot or whatever you want to call it, I don't even know what the fuck they're doing with the franchise. I'm like, boy, I want to go back to good old days where Rocko and was like, you know what, like, it's a weird thing with me in like Rocko's Modern Life, because even as a kid I knew this was kind of Ren and Stimpy territory, you know what I mean, with the whole like eyes being busted out of their heads and fucking brains, you know, jumping out, you know, it was very like graphic violence for a kid's show. So I wasn't like as big I can't say I was the biggest fan of Rocko's Modern Life compared to some of the other shows that were on TV at the time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was one of Nickelodeon's best shows, if I could put it that way. But boy, rewatching it, I just can't believe how utterly violent it was. I mean, the episode that I watched here last night was them watching like the Fatheads TV show, which they were apparently huge fans of, and it's literally just a man and a woman, like weirdly, really gross-looking motherfuckers, who have parking meters that they ripped out of the grounds and they smash each other's faces in with.
Oh my God.
And it, like, they'll be yelling at each other and all of a sudden she, like, eats him and then, like, barfs him out and stuff. Like, it's really, like, holy shit, this got past TV? But it was a different time.
It was a different time.
Yeah, where that shit was allowed to happen.
Now.
Like,
we shelter our kids now.
Yeah. Yeah. It just amazed me. I was like, wow, I can't believe my parents even, like, allowed for this. Well, they didn't, really. I mean, they definitely said no Ren and Stimpy. They thought that was crossing the line. But Rocko, they kind of let go. I don't know why, though, because it was just as bad, if not worse.
Now I'm lost. I flipped a lever. I thought it would unlock these doors.
And you know what? There is one that even I thought as a kid was creepy, and I watched last night because it came on right afterwards. Is where Rocko gets his appendix removed.
Oh yeah.
And he goes on a whole like adventure with his appendix, like.
With his appendix.
Yeah, like he takes his appendix to the amusement park and it can talk and it like asks him for things like ice cream and shit. And like it's causing him pain and he's having these weird dreams of like all these different. He goes into a closet. And, like, there's all these different, like, people's appendixes, and they're all saying, don't remove us, Rocko, we want to live. And it's, like, a creepy fucking, like, holy shit. And, I totally forgot that the dentist in that show, who was also a surgeon for that episode, is some cat woman with a claw hand. And I'm like, I don't remember this at all. Like, I mean, I recognized her when I saw her, but I'm like, oh my god, I forgot that there was a character on here missing a hand with a hook for a hand.
The hook for a hand.
And she had this weird, like, bone-snapping, cracking neck whenever she was, like, all happy and stuff. She'd be like, okay! And, like, the bones would snap. I'm like, oh my god, like...
That sounds great.
Yeah, like, holy shit.
I'm sorry for the trouble, but I just made it to my car. Miss Wade, just wait a minute.
I mean, I also have All Real Monsters, and I started watching that, and that's gross and disgusting. I mean, that's that whole show's gimmick, is all we're monsters, and we're creepy and weird and...
Alright.
I mean, the one guy's fucking monster power is that he smells.
That is...
Crunk, I think, is his name, right?
I don't remember.
That's what I mean. You don't remember until you start going and watching these shows, and you're like, holy shit, like, these are really adult-themed things.
I miss it.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see you guys next time.